Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Lana and I'm an Etsy shop owner. I've had my shop for about 3 months now and I wanted to make a video recording my progress as my digital business hopefully grows to be something bigger than what it is right now. I don't really have a specific plan for the video other than just showing you some of the statistics and talking about my products a little bit and just talking about how I started my shop. I am in school full-time, so unfortunately I don't have the luxury of being active every single day as much as I would like to. So when I post listings, I try to aim for 1 to 2 listings per week if I can. If I'm not as busy, sometimes I could do 3, but some weeks I get really overwhelmed with my school, so sometimes I don't even post a listing. So that's something I would like to work on. Hopefully once I have a little bit more time when my semester ends, I'll be a little bit more consistent. So I'm just going to show you this Excel sheet. It was not made by me. This is made by a different YouTuber. I don't remember her name right now, but I will leave her channel and links in the description. So she made this Excel tracker and it's available for free on her channel if any of you are curious. So looking at the first few months, honestly, January and February, they weren't really eventful. That's why there is not really much information on it. And honestly, most of this is estimate just because I didn't really track my progress as much in January and February because most of my sales kind of started to kick up in March. So looking at March, that's when I had my most listings. I had 22 and I had 315 visits. So I did start marketing in March. I think I started somewhere halfway, maybe like the 15th of March. And I had it on and off, I think I had it on and off throughout the month. But in terms of visits, this is my best month so far. And I have a pretty good conversion rate of 4.1%, which is good. In terms of total orders, I had 13 orders total, one of which was from one of my friends. So I made about 29.35 Canadian dollars in revenue, including my friend, and then 27 excluding my friend. So in terms of money that I've spent on ads, I've actually spent more money than I've made from the ads. As you can see, I've spent about $17 on ads and I've earned only about 6.7. So far, the ads have been more of a loss for me than profit, but hopefully that will change in a little while. If the ads bring me visits but no sales and that negatively affects my conversion rate, I'll have to look into either maybe increasing my ads or maybe even stopping them. Most of my sales right now have been occurring from Etsy search page, so maybe for now the ads aren't necessarily worth it for me, so we'll see what I do. So these are my stats in the tracker. Now I want to show you the stats on the actual Etsy website. So total of March, same thing that you just saw on the tracker. In terms of how visitors found me, the ads, again, are responsible for not even half of the visits. Most of my visits were actually from the Etsy app, search pages, SEO, all that kind of stuff. The advertising was maybe, I think 20%, maybe less of my visits. So the Etsy app and other pages brought me about 50% of most of my visits, which is pretty good. I honestly, that makes me happy because I would prefer to not rely on Etsy ads. As if I can bring most of my traffic organically, that would be good. So I'll be really happy about that. In terms of visits in general, I know that I don't do as well on the weekends, so that's why there are some drops kind of here and here. I think my best days are somewhere in the middle of the week. I started advertising in the middle of March. That's why the visits started to increase a little bit from here onwards. I was not consistent with my ads. I know that they were a little bit on and off. I think I was changing the prices. So because of that, there's a bit of inconsistency in terms of the visits. Same thing with my direct traffic. It's pretty up and down. Again, not fully consistent, but maybe that's because my shop is still pretty new and Etsy needs to figure out its algorithm. For social media, I do have a Pinterest account. I'm not overly active on it and I'm not advertising on Pinterest, but I just take my listings that I have on Etsy, share them to my Pinterest and just kind of keep them there in separate folders. So that did bring me, I think 3 visits total for this month, which is pretty good. None of them were orders, but it's still a decent amount of visits for a pretty fresh Pinterest account. I only opened it, I think, maybe a week ago, not even, maybe March 20th or so. So that's pretty good for me. I just noticed that I'm going backwards. I apologize for that. Etsy marketing, SEO, about 3% of the visits. Advertising, 14%. So again, I started, I guess, advertising on the 12th, and then I was changing from $1 to $1.50, and then I stopped, and then I started back up again. So overall, it doesn't bring me that much visits. And again, just because it wasn't converting to sales, I will either stop my advertising for now until I have more listings, or maybe I have to increase my advertising budget, which I don't really want to do right now because I'm in school and I don't really want to be spending $50 on ads that are not bringing me any money. So, and Etsy search brought me a decent amount of visits. I have one listing that is really popular. There's just one listing that's just been selling relatively consistently. I think I've been getting a sale, not every single day, but either every other day. I would get about 4 to 5 sales per week, which is pretty good. For one of my categories, I looked up like the SEO for the listing that I had, and my listing was actually at the top of the Etsy page, which is pretty good. So hopefully that's a listing that's going to continue doing well, but I would like to see the other listings start to kick up as well. I think out of my 22 listings, only 4 of them have sold, and out of the 4, it was just one that's kind of kept having consistency, and the other 3, I think I had like 1 or 2 sales. Lastly, just to show you my monthly statements, so these are my sales with the fees. Let's say I didn't spend the money on marketing. If I didn't have the fees for marketing, I would have made about $10, $11 this month, which would have been nice, but just because I was experimenting with advertisement, I'm in the negative as of right now. So if any of you have any ideas, tips or tricks, or insight as to why the advertising has not been doing so well for me, please let me know, because I myself am not too sure. But the plan for this month is to make at least 10 listings. Hopefully, some of them are duplicate listings where I just change the color or the style or font or whatever, and then hopefully I can make some original and new listings, but hopefully I can get to 32 listings for next month, and I would like to see some profit. I'm still advertising as of right now. I'll probably keep advertising for a few more days and then see if it brings me any profit. That's all that I have for now. I hope this was insightful or sort of interesting for you. I think this is a very realistic month of an Etsy seller who is working or is in school full-time and only can invest part-time amount of hours for their Etsy shop. Just the fact that I've even made $29 in sales is pretty good for me. So hopefully next month I'm going to be seeing some actual profit. Thank you guys for watching.